goals for extracurriculars here at Mesmer is to make sure that all our students are involved in at least one extracurricular activity throughout the year.
Oh, well, not quite your storybook ending, huh? Not for us anyway. But you men played like champions. You never gave up. And champions hold their heads high. What you achieved goes way beyond the win-loss column or what's going to be written on the front page of the sports section tomorrow. You've achieved something that some people spend their whole lives trying to find. What you achieved is that ever-elusive victory within. And gentlemen, I am so proud of you.
The highlights of the season were, number one, and this is unusual to say, but Jonathan Carson scoring his 1,000th point, which is huge in the state of Wisconsin, and eventually a jersey of his will be raised in the basketball arenas up north, where they kind of like have a Hall of Fame type of deal. The win over Milwaukee Lutheran, which was huge. University School literally had us buried, and we weren't playing well, and we scored 34 points in the fourth quarter to win a ball game.
The best thing about playing basketball was getting to meet a lot of the underclassmen on the freshman and JV team and getting to teach them like the concepts of how we play.
A few challenges that I faced was dealing with changes of coaches and being able to adapt to new coaching styles.
When you're on the basketball court, you face an opposition. You face different types of strategies that are thrown at you by other coaches. In life, you're going to face a lot of those types of things. And I see students grow every day based on those types of things that they learn on the basketball court, but also applying them in the classroom.
I became successful by working hard every day and not letting the little things get in my way and just pushing through all the adversity that I went through from younger to now.
A lot of young people want to go just play games. That's not where you get better. Where you get better is when you get by yourself and you shoot hundreds and hundreds of times, jump shots, foul shots, and you work on those types of things, ball handling and everything. But that starts in the summer. So if someone wants to get better, they got to start it in the summer.
I experienced learning new things and being a part of a good team and a good group of people.
Well, I'm looking forward to next year. I think the last 2 years have been very successful here. Both years we've had winning seasons with minimal losses. And I'm just looking forward to being able to work with the young men again next year and producing the quality of teams that Mesmer is used to.
The best things about basketball was becoming a leader and meeting girls from other grade levels.
The best things I have experienced with basketball was team chemistry with my team and the bus rides there and back.
I'd say the best thing is it gives them kind of a sense of team and unity to something. When I played basketball, that was, you look forward to, those were your best friends. So I think allowing the girls, even if they haven't played before, if this is the first time they are playing, it does give them a sense of being a part of something, and I think that's what a lot of people like about playing basketball, is just being able to be part of a team and have that group of friends and kind of that responsibility to something other than school.
We succeeded when my teammates and I came together to explain to one another what had to be done. So when we all explained to each other what each person had to do, it was easier.
I became successful in basketball by working hard and giving 100% every day in practice.
One of the challenges I have faced in basketball was when my team and I didn't understand the play correctly. So when we ran through them, it wasn't so great the first couple of times, but then eventually we caught on and we succeeded.
Some challenges in basketball were having different coaches every year, but I just tried to cooperate as much as possible and be a leader.
My favorite memory of last year would probably just be the girls, watching them develop into young basketball players. There wasn't one specific memory that I can think of. It would just be watching day in and day out as they started to understand things and just seeing the smile on their faces or showing them how to properly shoot, and they were like, I never thought I could do this. So just different things, I would say, not one specific, but on a day-to-day basis.
I grew as a person playing basketball when I learned more that it was about the team than myself. I had to work more as a unit than an individual.
Advice for someone who wants to join the basketball team would just be to work hard and be willing to learn and practice hard every day.
I would hope that they take away a sense of responsibility. Like, it takes a special individual to be able to be in sports and then also maintain good grades. So if they take anything, it would definitely be discipline and responsibility, because those are things that you're going to need when you enter into the real world after high school.
Students grow through extracurriculars by being disciplined. They become more confident. They learn responsibility by having to be on time. And as they do that throughout the year, they grow as a young adult.
SMART is an acronym for students modeling a research topic.
The students on SMART Team work with a research mentor, a scientist in the community, and they have a protein that they're interested in having a model of, a physical model of. And so we work on a computer and we make a physical model of that protein, and then we do some research on it and we write an abstract about it, we make a poster about it, and we tell the molecular story of this protein. So there's a lot of learning involved, a lot of teamwork involved, a lot of fun involved, and so that's what SMART Team is all about.
My favorite memory is going to the poster sessions and going to visit the mentors labs to see how they actually work.
The best thing about my experience was that I got to learn a lot of things about science and the medical field, because I want to go to the medical field when I go to college.
I'd have to say one of the best things about SMART Team from my perspective is going to the conferences. We've been to New Orleans, we've been to San Diego, we went to Disney World, we're going to Boston, and next year if we do it, we're going back to San Diego. So that's one of the highlights, but I also really enjoy working with the students.
I learned that there's a wider world out there, not just the ones around us.
One way that they've grown is learning communication skills. Another way that they've grown, I think, is learning teamwork, because this is a team, just like a sports team, and everybody has to work together in order to get a finished product.
Advice that I would give to someone who wants to join the SMART Team is that you need to be committed
and be able to do the work.
Some advice I would give to future SMART team members is to make sure that you know how to balance your schoolwork and that you can communicate with other teammates.
The advice that I would give to a student interested in SMART Team is to come check us out. We start in September and our season goes all the way to March. So come check us out in September, see what we're all about, go to the first few meetings, and then hopefully you'll be one at the very end who goes with us to San Diego next year.
Some of the challenges that students face while participating in extracurriculars is the hours that they have to put in. Most of the extracurriculars are right after school, and they lead in sometime into the evening. Students have to give up after school time, and they have to be committed and they have to be dedicated. And some of the problems that we have too are students need to stay on top of their schoolwork because, again, academics come first.
Huge lead, we got this. All right, you're looking at him.
Here we go.
Hey, pick it up. Hey, no, McQuaid, pick it up. What are you doing? What are you doing? Pick it up. What? McQuaid! Don't throw the baton. Come on! McQuaid! Run!
The best things I experienced about track were working with my teammates to help everyone get better during the season and improving myself during the season.
Track is my favorite sport to coach. It's one that really puts the athlete at the individual level. So you're working with a group of athletes that are doing something on their own yet for a team. It's just a great sport all around.
The best part of track is being able to show your unique athleticism because it's not a team game, it's based on how hard you work.
My goals for track are I hope what the athletes' goals are, and that's to always improve themselves.
I gained encouragement from my coaches and pointers on how to do better at whatever event I was doing.
Now, the best things about track are competing. The best parts about track are the team that really gets established after a couple weeks of the season.
Some of the challenges during track season were running long distances, but I kept going and I had encouragement from my teammates and I encouraged others that were tired as well.
I have a strong mental capacity and I push myself to do better.
I think the hardest part in track is remembering that you're not only competing against the other athletes, but you're competing against yourself on a daily basis. And that can get difficult, especially if you ran a great time earlier in the season or had a great race earlier, and now you're always trying to get back to that level.
I learned that I was a good leader and that I can accept responsibility.
From track, I learned that in life you need to keep persevering through your challenges and work hard at whatever you put your mind set on.
The advice I give to new track runners would be to come in with the open mind because you don't always do what you think you're going to do and to just work hard.
Come to practice every day, work hard, listen to the coaches, and be a good team member.
If any students are interested in competing for a track and field team, I would say don't hold yourself back. We have athletes all the time that wait till their senior year or junior year, fearing that they're going to have to compete against juniors and seniors when they're freshmen and sophomores. And that might be the case, but to start off and start getting the practice and start getting that base and foundation and start competing is irreplaceable. So anybody who's interested in starting track, I would say right away, you want to start as soon as you can, and I guarantee that anybody who comes out for the track and field team won't regret it.
My favorite memory about track was at the West Dallas Central meet where I was pushed to my limit because
I was behind in the race and I had to fight to come back and almost win.
So far this season, most memorable moments, we have Marlo Rogers is very close to breaking the school record in the triple jump, and we've had other athletes that have just really competed very hard earlier in the season. Watching athletes learn how to run a 400. Darren Thomas, Virginia, broke the record in the mile already this season. So we've already had school records go down, and our season has only been a couple weeks old. So I'm really looking forward to the rest of the track and field season.
I'm really proud of all the student athletes. We've had one of the worst starts to our spring sports season because of all the bad weather, and our student athletes still stay committed. They're still staying interested, and I also want to commend all of our coaches as well. They're creating outstanding lesson plans, even in a small parts of the gym. Each sport has 1/3 of the gym, the soccer program, the baseball program, the track program, and they're all doing a great job.
Let's keep the party going. Hey, the body is the motive. Number 26, relax. Count it out. She got this. Let's go. Let's go. Right words to do the wrong things. And if you use the right words, we'll make your body swing. We're getting down, 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 down. We're getting down.
Number 26, just chill. Have fun. You can do it.
Goals for the cheerleaders this year were to improve their performance, were to improve their basic ability in movement and in stunting, and in their timing to increase the school spirit.
I learned that I'm stronger than I thought I was, and that I can do more than I thought I could before.
I learned that I'm a great choreographer, and I grew by helping others learn things.
They've tried things that are hard for them. They have worked as a team towards a common goal, and they've made sure that they work together to increase cheering and to increase school spirit.
I became successful in cheerleading basically when I saw the rest of the team doing better, and I saw that we were improving overall, and I saw myself improving what we were doing.
I became successful in cheerleading with my leadership skills.
Some of my favorite memories of the girls have been some of the practices where they've worked really hard to overcome fear of heights, worked really hard to overcome a fear of falling, and really nailed some new stunts that have been really great.
My favorite memory was when I first went in the air as flyer during practice.
The thing about cheerleading is just getting to meet like the other girls and getting to form a bond with them and having a good team.
During cheerleading, I learned that it's okay to make mistakes and that you have to keep going. A lot of things might not go your way, but it's okay.
What I learned about life from cheerleading is that sometimes when things don't always go the way that you want them to, you have to just work a lot harder at it, but you can eventually do what you want if you set your mind to it.
The girls are a lot of fun. It's been really enjoyable to cheer with the girls and to watch them lead the school in school spirit.
If I could add one thing about cheerleading, I would say that any guys or girls who wanted to join should, because it's a lot of fun and it's not as hard as it looks, and just go for it.
I can't wait to see everybody next year at all the games, and go Bishops.
We've had over 250 student athletes participating, not just in sport activities, but just extracurricular activities from the fall season, the winter season, and now the spring.
The best experience of me being in soccer is that I get to meet new people.
The best things I experienced during soccer were learning how to work as a team with the other girls of the soccer team and just enjoying myself while I play.
The goals for the soccer team this year, I think at this point is to finish 500. I know this is our last year not being a varsity program, and I think getting 4 or 5 wins would help us going into next year as a varsity program, having some wins behind us.
Some of the challenges I've had in soccer are that we really don't talk as much in the field, but we're doing some exercises to improve our talking skills.
I think the challenges at this point are not being able to get outside because of the weather. We haven't practiced outside once. So overcoming that is just coming to practice every day and working hard. And for the girls, accepting that when we get outside, it's a new experience. But so far they've been able to play through it really well.
One becomes successful in soccer by practicing and dedicating yourself to it.
I think the best thing about coaching soccer so far this year has been the relationships that you build with the players, and you see the players building with each other. And then also the improvement the girls have had so far. You can see already in like 3 weeks how much better our team has gotten since the beginning.
I learned how to be more patient with other people because not everybody has played a sport as long as others.
I mean, we've only been playing for 3 weeks, but I think the students have grown mostly with each other. Like I've seen girls who weren't talking in the beginning. Now you can see friendships growing. And skill-wise, I mean, from the first day, I came to practice and I was taken aback by exactly what we had. But after 3 weeks, I couldn't be proud of how much better they've gotten.
I gained a lot from the coaches. They gave us a lot of advice and you just had to follow through with it.
I would advise somebody that wants to join soccer to dedicate themselves. If you're just in it for the uniform, just don't do it.
I would just tell someone who wants to play soccer to practice a lot, and even when they're not getting things right, just keep trying.
Advice I'd give to a student interested in playing soccer would be come to practice in shape and come dedicated, because it can be a lot of fun if you are in shape and you're not getting tired the whole time you're playing, because the skill level that it takes, you can learn it very quickly, but the biggest part of soccer is being dedicated in your conditioning and coming to practice every day.
It also teaches our student athletes to stay committed, to stay dedicated. They don't give up. They learn about sportsmanship, and they learn about caring for others on and off the playing field.
Topic number 1. What is your position on the role of government in supporting innovation in the field of biotechnology?
Well, Dean, I'm glad that you asked that question.
Actually, I'd like to jump in and take that one, Jimmy, if you don't mind.
Have at it, Hoss.
Recent research has shown that empirical evidence for globalization of corporate innovation is very limited. And as a corollary, the market for technologies is shrinking. As a world leader, it's important for America to provide systematic research grants for our scientists. I believe strongly there will always be a need for us to have a well-articulated innovation policy with emphasis on human resource development. Thank you.
Where'd that come from? What happened? I blacked out. Well, that was interesting. Thank you very much. And your rebuttal, Mr. Carville.
We have no response. But that was perfect.
That's the way you do it!
Forensics is a lot of things. It can be speeches, it can be poetry, it can be demonstration, but what I do is debate. So I debate on bills as a senator or a House representative. It can be either or, and you never know until you actually go to forensics and you get placed in the chamber.
Basically, it's a class for students to develop their public speaking skills, and they also are able to go out and debate, and they can do either things like Congress. They can work with group interpretation, poetry readings. It's a very wide range of things that they're able to do.
Congress is a form of debate. You get judged by judges from different schools, and you debate issues that happen in the world.
Students are able to go to competitions every week to compete against other students from different schools.
One thing I learned about myself, and one thing I've grown in forensics, is my ability to be patient and wait for my opportunity, because sometimes you have to flow in forensics and wait for your time, your chance to go up there and give a speech.
My goals for forensics are that, for my students, are that they actually develop much stronger, public speaking skills, and that, they can actually feel comfortable getting up in front of people and really voicing their opinion.
I became successful in forensics by working hard every night and practicing.
The most important thing to become successful in forensics is researching and making sure your speech makes sense.
From the forensic coaches, I gained confidence, as well as I learned to not get mad when things do not go the way I desire.
I gained confidence from all of the coaches in forensics, and I gained knowledge on some of the subjects from my coaches in forensics.
I've seen students really become emotionally invested in their speeches, and you can really see just how much they care about the topic of the speech, which does translate in with the audience, and you can really see that the audience really grasp what they're trying to project, and it's a really fun thing to see.
My favorite memory in forensics is always going to be the first time I actually went up there for a speech in forensics, because no one else had a speech, and I felt like it was my opportunity, and I went up there and I did what I had to do.
Favorite memory was when I went with my students to Madison for a competition for Congress, and throughout the rounds, students kept coming up to me, and my students call me Miss Teacher. So they're running up to me, Miss Teacher, did you see me? Did you see me? I got up there, got up and spoke, 2 or 3 times, and they're really, really excited about it. And it was really fun to see that they're actually taking it seriously and really becoming more emotionally invested in the sport itself.
One thing I learned about life during my time in forensics is how important it is to have patience and know what you're going to do, to be prepared. That is very important in life, and it is very important in forensics.
What I'm most proud of with our students and student athletes and all the students who participate in extracurricular activities is just seeing the student involvement, the students growing from freshmen all the way through senior year.
I've been cut already? Get him a uniform. Hold it. Every time I see you hit one in the air, you owe me 20 push-ups. No problem.
favorite things about baseball are just the passion that goes into the game, learning the game, the mental idiosyncrasies of the game of baseball are different than any other sport. There are so many things that you need to be aware of that aren't necessarily in a rule book. And that's probably my favorite part about the game, are the hidden rules to baseball.
The thing that I like most about baseball is the excitement that we have and the fun that we have as a team playing in practice and on the field.
Baseball is a game that I love, and I've loved it my entire life. It's a game that I played growing up, and it's something that I have had a lot of good experiences with, and I want to pass along my experiences to some of the young men that I coach.
From playing baseball with Coach Hoffman and Coach Cap, I learned a lot of the mental game of baseball instead of just like working on hitting and fielding and stuff like that.
One thing that I learned about myself playing baseball is that I have a really good work ethic.
I learned that I could be a leader without talking. Like a lot of kids follow, I guess, like the kids that know baseball, and they follow me because I know how to play baseball. And it kind of helped me to be a positive leader when I noticed that people follow everything I did.
Something that I learned about life is that, like baseball, it'll always throw you a curveball, so you got to adjust to it. So you got to keep going.
Our goals for our baseball team are to develop, to get better as players, as individuals, as people, and really to work on our skills and fine-tune our techniques and have a successful season. I mean, that's what, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, is trying to get wins and have fun.
My favorite memory from last season would be when we beat Rufus King by 16. Yeah, we were supposed to lose that game, but we didn't.
My favorite favorite experience from baseball is winning our first 2 conference games last year.
Some advice that I give somebody that wanted to play is to stay dedicated, and no matter how hard it may seem, to keep persevering, keep trying.
Don't really worry about losing or winning, just go out there and have fun.
You know, as a coach, I try to instill in them a sense that it's about the bigger picture. It's about becoming, good men, good fathers, good people. Baseball, learning the game of baseball is one thing that we're after, but it's also on a bigger level than that. It's about working with your teammates, and it's about becoming a better person.
The last thing that I would like to add about the spirit of Mesmer is to have these last 5 weeks left of the school year for 2012-13 is to have the whole Mesmer student body come out and support spring sports, the track season, the baseball season, the girls soccer program, and continue to support our fine student athletes for the rest of the season.
My name is Tajay Wilson. This will be my 3rd year doing the show shows. What I enjoy most about the show shows is getting to display my talent.
I'm beat like every day when ugly is no kid. My brother get low younger, so tripping you swear I'm falling. Timber like Minnesota, my hands be.
This is my 3rd show shows. I do show shows because I think it helps you to show your art and show your talent throughout the school. Well, in the school you don't really have a chance to do that. And I think show shows is a great platform for you to show your talents.
It's not like I planned it, we left empty-handed, 'cause I'm still alone in my mind. Now what can I take to be right?
Hi, I'm Ezzy. I've been doing shows for 2 years now, and I like doing shows because I just think it's fun, and it's cool to show people what you can do and that you're worth more than just, another student in the school. Say what you want, I'm not walking now. Step on the rivers, push, strike, and kill. I'm not gonna leave you, there's no
I just hope I'm not the only one. I just hope I'm not the only one.
6 o'clock
on Thursday,
Thursday, May 2nd.
How much are tickets?
$2.
And
$2 for students, $3 for adults.
and they are
Assigned seats.